Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. So today we have an interesting topic. I want to talk about this, the Duramax. I want to give you a 35,000 mile update and give you an insight on what's going on with the emission systems and the check engine lights. So let's go ahead and do a cold start and go for a ride. Pretty unimpressive, huh? Let's go. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the old Duramax today. So for the last month, it has been in the shop for exactly 8.5 days. And what that means is from January 1st to January 20th, it has been in the shop almost half of January. And it's concerning. So if you watch some of my previous videos, I was getting a check engine light on my Christmas vacation in Texas with the family. So I cut my trip a few days short and drove home, kind of limped it, I guess. None of the dealerships there could get me in, but we knew that it was a DEF system issue. So when I got home, check engine light had kind of cleared itself. I had topped it off completely with DEF, and it was intermittent. It would come and it would go. Well, I took it to the dealership, and they had it for 6 days, a little over 6 days. The part was nationally back ordered. They did give me a 2019 loaner that I put about 600 miles on. Very nice truck, but ugly as sin. So, got the truck back, no big issues. Well, when I picked the truck up, I noticed when I got on the highway, it was smoking a little bit under hard acceleration. But I didn't think anything of it. I figured, they just did an oil change. They just changed off the DEF system. So on the system, they replaced, I guess, the pump, the sensors, the heater. It's an all-in-one module. I'm not quite sure. Maybe someone can leave me in the comments below exactly what they replaced. I know it was the NOx sensor in the pump and whatnot. I had the original reservoir, so it wasn't a big deal. I didn't drive the truck for a day or so. Well, it's 22 miles round trip to the dealership. I put exactly 47 miles on the truck, and it was smoking something fierce, whitish blue smoke. So I changed my plans for the day, and I drove straight to the dealership after dropping my kids off at school. And I got them to ride with me. So the mechanic who had fixed the truck was not available, but his foreman was available, which I thought was great because I had the head diesel mechanic there, did it right along, and I could reproduce the problem under hard acceleration. It would spit out whitish blue smoke. Not enough to clear an intersection when I was with them, but it would clear an intersection when the engine was cold. So they had the truck for a couple of more days. Went back to pick it up, and they said they couldn't reproduce the problem. And that's my gripe, and that's my issue. So I said, I'm not signing this paperwork. It's a lie. I had to get the manager involved. They had to call the foreman. So they put it on there, changed paperwork, said can't reproduce the problem after they did all the tests. But they did put on there rode with customer, verified engine smoking under hard acceleration. So I asked them what they did to fix it, and they said nothing. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, it stopped smoking. We did every test we could. We tested all the injectors. We think you had a stuck injector. And I said, well, what do you mean you think? They said, well, we reset the system and we brought all the injectors up to pressure test and whatever else they do. I haven't been in the field for a while, so I don't know exactly what GM did to it, but he said they ran every test they could. And I know that because my gas mileage went to just complete junk, which is fine. And here's my issue, is they don't know what's going on with the truck. When it goes into regen mode, it smokes like crazy. I've read on the forums it's a common problem. Well, it didn't do that before I touched it. So I'm in a dilemma of what do I do. The truck currently, as I'm sitting here at the stoplight, has 35,350 miles on it. So I'm just about out of the bumper-to-bumper warranty. Now I still have a powertrain warranty and an emissions warranty. But I've been down this rabbit hole before. If you watch some of my other videos, I did have an 03 Duramax I've talked about. And I had the same issue with that one. I took it in because they were known to have injector issues. I said, hey, I'm doing a trip to California. Can you test all my injectors, make sure I'm good to go? And they did, and they said there was nothing wrong. Well, they lied to me because there was. On my way home from California, I had an injector get stuck open. And I will show you what that looks like here in a minute. And I melted a piston. $25,000 later, I have a new engine, transmission, and transfer case. I've gone to California to get the transmission done. I had a Sunco Stage 3 put in it by Inglewood Transmissions. So that's my concern, is do I go down this rabbit hole again of a truck with injectors? Yeah, it's under warranty, but right now is the prime time to sell it, if I choose to do that. If I sell this truck, it'll be the first time in 12 plus years I wouldn't have a diesel in my stable. So it's a big decision for me. But let me go ahead, let me show you what that stuck injector does and how it melts a piston in an LB7 Duramax. This is that LB7 piston and injector that I was talking about. So for those of you who are wondering, this is what the LB7 injectors look like. This one is currently stuck open. This was my number 8 injector that melted the piston. This is the aftermath of that piston. So unbeknownst to me, the injector was stuck open on my trip home from getting my transmission installed by Inglewood Transmission. That injector got stuck open, and this is the aftermath. So you can see there, it did a nice job. Came in contact with something up here on the top. Scored the walls. That is what happened to my number 8 piston when the injector got stuck open. And that is my concern with this truck possibly having injector issues. Even though the truck was under warranty, GM denied the claim, which is very unfortunate. They said I was running a programmer, and I can honestly say at the time that this had melted, I was not running a programmer. The previous owner did have a Hypertech programmer on it for the first 60,000 miles. This piston melted around 96,000 miles, and there was no programmer on it because I had to get the transmission rebuilt. This truck right here is completely stock, other than the oversized tires and then the add-ons I put within the tonneau cover and the steps and the window tint. There's been nothing performance-wise done to this truck other than basic maintenance. So I'm at a loss in what I do. Do I roll the dice and do I keep the truck? Or do I sell it and get something different? Yes, I've still got the powertrain warranty and the emissions warranty. But when the dealership starts talking about injector issues and not knowing how to fix it and not being able to reproduce the problem when they take it and hook it up to the computer, that's a concern. They can see it smoking under acceleration, but they can't reproduce it with a computer hooked up. Let me know in the comments below what you would do. Would you trade the truck in and get something different? Or would you roll a dice and you keep it? Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time.